Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much that you chose to click on this one. I'm so grateful that you have, out of many thousands, millions of channels, you have chosen to listen to me. What's today's topic? Well guys, surprisingly today's topic is very emotional. Yes, it's very emotional topic today. Maybe as you might have already seen from the title of today's topic, it is about my son died. Yes, it is true. Very emotional day. It's an emotional, it brings about emotional memories. So I'll just be talking about how I lost my son coming up.
Smash the like button. Subscribe on my daddy's YouTube channel.
Where do I start from? I was coming from an international trip one time. I live in Zambia. I was coming from neighboring Tanzania. I'd gone for a business trip. On my way back, I remember that evening I was so tired. I reached home, had time with my family, we greeted each other. I remember I saw my son, and we even greeted. I even remember telling him that I'm so tired, let me rest. We are going to talk tomorrow. We even said goodbye. Oh my God, when we slept, the following morning, when we woke up, he died in his sleep. He died in his blanket. Yes, just like that. Just like that. Now I want you to think about the emotional reflections. What will come to your mind? Sometimes, you know what? It looks simple. Somebody may ask you, and then you think that it may look simple. This is a thing which I discovered in my life, that then I just discovered how weak we are as human beings when such a thing happens to you. Imagine you wake up and you discover that your son didn't make it. Was he really sick? No. He just died in his sleeping blanket. And that is how the sad day happened. Now, what is my reflection? My reflection on this one is really about our Christianity. How Christianity, especially in our churches, set up. For example, I'm Pentecostal. How we take it and believe that believers or children of God, well, death must happen to old people when you are in a old age, good old age. Yes, I've believed all that. But today I'll be talking to you about my personal revelation. It may not be common. Maybe so you may think because I'm emotional, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm hurt, of course, but now I'm going to talk about my personal or my new revelation about death, whether you are a believer or not. Let me start with my church. I'm a believer. We are in a church where we believe in a long life. And I used to believe that maybe for over 20 years that long life is the portion of every child of God. But today I will tend to disagree. Some people may not like me, but I mean, that is me. I'm going to say it the way I've come to understand God. I've seen in my church, for example, in my own church, Pentecostal church, where we believe in long life, I have seen pastors in my church who are barren. They don't have children. I've had a pastor like that, the one I call pastor, married pastor and his wife, they don't have not one child. Number one, you should listen. Yes, some are believing God for a child, but I'm saying I have seen a situation whereby a pastor doesn't have a child. I have seen pastors, who have a child. I've seen pastors who have lost a child. The child is born today, tomorrow the child has died. I have seen children, young children, still babies, they have died. I have seen teenagers in our church, in my church, I've seen teenagers who have died before, maybe the so-called before their time. And we still declare in our church, no one shall die again, no one shall die again. People have died. I have seen dedicated brothers and sisters who have died in church. Very dedicated. We even said we have buried. Myself, I've been there. I've attended more than 100 people in my past 20 years of being, for example, 20 years in my church. I have seen people who have died like that. Brothers and sisters, very committed. Maybe let me take it further. I have seen ordained workers. What we call ordained worker is somebody like a deacon. I've seen deacons who have died. I have seen elders in church who have died, who buried. I have seen elders. I've seen pastors, for your own information. I have seen pastors who have died. Yes, dead. They died, and we still decree that they have died. Yet they were very committed. Yet we still preached that no one shall die young. We should die old. Sometimes you may think dying young or doing what, that principle, you may think it sounds nonsensical, nonsense. You may think it is like rubbish. For your own information, let me tell you, when my son died, I was on a 1-year fast. Listen to me. That is where this Christianity, you may be angry with it if you are not careful. But am I hate with God? Never, never. I still believe in God more than ever before, but with a different revelation. My only revelation, anyone can die. God can permit a child to die. God can permit an adult to die. God can permit even somebody who has not reached 70 years, even at 50, 40, you may die. God may permit. That is my own understanding according to the word of God. But that is not what is preached anyway. I have seen, why am I saying so? Because I have seen people die. I joined my church when I was a teenager. I've been in that church for 20 years. Like I've told you, I've seen people die. Real believers die. Really dying, sometimes we may not understand. It's not all death that comes from the devil. Even young people can still die. Because we have buried many. We have buried many. There is nothing. God may permit it. We don't know. Maybe he was protecting them. Maybe God saw that their destiny, they would have been destroyed. But God just permits that, let them die young at a particular age, so that maybe they are preserved from something. Maybe they have accomplished a mission and they die. I'm going to explain to you very shortly why. Now let me explain to you why I feel it's not really a long life. Like maybe you live, come to my church. My goodness. I have seen people in my church who declare, no, I cannot die now. I'll die 70. Some say 80. Some say 100. There are some, because they heard the overseer says you die at 120. They said, me, I shall die at 155. I shall reach 150, 170. Guys, let's not live in what? Sometimes what I've discovered, people who are against dying, it's like they are no longer believers again. It's like they are non-believers. It's like they don't believe there's heaven again. 120. Guys, have you ever imagined at 120 how will you be looking like? They're even saying, you are getting younger, deceiving yourself. Getting younger, you are getting old. At 40, gray beards. Now you want 120. Sorry to say, let me use this very bad language. You will be looking like a zombie. You will be so useless. They have to help you to carry 120, and you believe that at 120 I will also still be strong at 155. Most of the time people who do that, they have no purpose for living on earth. It's not how long you live, This is the lesson I learned after my son died. It's not how long you live, it is how well you lived your life. Found your purpose, run with your purpose. God can decide to take you at any age. How old was Jesus when he died? 33 years old. How long was John the Baptist? He died young. Okay, away from the Bible. Away from the Bible. Great men of God, Miles Monroe. Did he die old or he died young? He was still full of years. God still permitted it. You people, you think you are so holy or you know God better. Please, this is my new understanding, and that's why I'm sharing it on my channel. I'm sharing it on my channel so that I can share. Not I created this what I can bring about many topics, how I feel and my reflections upon in my life, what I understand certain things. Martin Luther King. By the way, Martin Luther King never saw his 40th birthday. Martin Luther King died in his 30s. We still remember him. There are some people today, you could be 80. The moment they bury you, you are going towards death, they have never even known you. Death is not about how long you live. You can live for 120 years and live a very useless and very unfulfilling, very unimpactful life. It's not how long you live. That is what I learned about my son's death. That anyone can die anytime actually. Stop deceiving yourself. I have seen people we have buried. I've just given you examples. I have seen innocent children. Sometimes God will just permit it. It's not every death that comes from the devil. Even if you are below 50, there could be some deaths God just permit. We don't know what God really is planning for us. So guys, I feel we should wake up. There's one myth I've also heard. Maybe it's not a myth. Maybe that is my experience. People say, oh, when you have death, I know you lose a loved one, it will be so painful, so emotional when the person has died. But after some time, you begin to get used to it. You begin to get used. As time is going by, you get used until you can even share a story. Just like I'm telling you. Just like I'm sharing with you. You just discover that you can even tell the story. So they say, no, time is the best healer. I don't think so. My new revelation, my new thing to know about death is that the longer you wait, God doesn't take away the pain. God just gives you the grace to bear the pain. That was my experience. Maybe if you have lost a son, please comment below. Sometimes it is difficult to get. By the way, I forgot to tell you also. I've also heard it from people. Maybe you have never lost a son. Sometimes that's why it is difficult. Yes, people say God bless you. No, God will make it well. It is well. It is well. Are you sure it is well? You are better off. Somebody who has lost a son, they will hate you. Never say it is well unless you have lost a son or a child before. Tell them it is well. Or you sit down with them and tell them. Because you've never experienced it. You are just saying it is well. Yes, it is well, but you don't understand the pain. So God does not really take away the pain. God gives you the grace to live with the pain. For example, I will live with that pain for the rest of my life. I just bear it. Sometimes it brings emotion. Sometimes I can even laugh about it. But sometimes when I'm talking about it, it brings pain. The past will bring pain to think about it because my son had died. Maybe I believed certain things about him, but it didn't happen. And then he died. So it may bring those emotions. So God gives you the grace to live with pain. Not really that the pain will go away. Yes, you don't forget it or it doesn't go. You just learn to live with it. There are people who still write, it's been 9 years, since it's been 10 years, it's been 20 years since Dad left. Yes, I lost my father as well. I was still young. Have I forgotten about my father? No, I've just learned to live with it, that I'll bear that for life. My dad also died young. My father also died, I think that could have been just slightly, maybe 50 or less than, he died less than 50 years old. So I just learned to live, or it was around 50. I just learned to live with it. I was still young. That's all about that. Today I'm breaking down because of emotions. Sometimes come with me, that's why I took it longer than usual. After my son is there, I realized something, and that is God can heal. This is also my other revelation. It may not be your opinion, but this is my opinion about what I've learned. That God heals whosoever He wants. Have you ever gone to a crusade? People say it is by faith. I've gone to a healing crusade. Some people are healed, some people are not healed. Same crusade, you find that the word of God comes. So me, my own revelation came that anyone, God can heal whomsoever He wants when He wants to do it, and you have got no say. It is not you who can determine what happens to someone who God wants to heal or not. God will do it the way God wants it to be done. God can choose to heal this one. Yes, there is an area where we can apply faith. There are some people, I give people an example of, I came to church one time, I saw people who are more committed, very committed, I mean in all areas, maybe serving God through their givings, their sacrifice, their tithe, their offering. People HIV positive, nothing. I saw this woman almost mad, not very normal. That is the level of her HIV status. Guess what? When I saw her, she had one child. She kept coming to church, she got another child out of wedlock. Went again, got another one. She was HIV positive. One day there was a healing whatever session. She was prayed for that woman. She understands very little about God, but she still got healed. So this is what I say. I mean, God can heal whosoever He wants. How He does it, that is not your business. Say your own opinion. I've just told you mine. So guys, that's what I learned. Finally, what I'm saying is, the people I have seen, for example, who wants by all means to live long. Live long. There is one scripture. Here, one thing maybe you might have never heard about. It is about Hezekiah. In Isaiah 38, they talked about how Hezekiah, he was told the prophet sent by God came to sent by God, not by Satan. This is what happens in our believers today in church. Comes and then he declares, no, you know what? This sickness which has come unto you, Hezekiah, you are not going to live. You surely die. Start putting your house in order. I believe that guy, if it was this time, would have said he was from Pentecostal. Now Pentecostal churches. He bowed, he said, no, even if God told you, get out. He started pointing what he did for God, the works and what. Yes, this is where we end as Pentecostals. Please. Sometimes I'm so ashamed when we end there. Yes, God gave him an extra 15 years. Now, here comes my point whereby sometimes God will permit you to die young. I have never heard any pastor who has preached beyond there. Hezekiah, when he was given another 15 years, do you know what he did? We don't read the Bible. That's the problem. We just trust our pastor completely. Hezekiah did worse things. He brought in idols. He did the things which made God very angry, very useless life. When purpose in your life has finished, whether at a young age or the age where you have done it, God when He says go, it is God who said, Hezekiah, your time has come. The 15 years he brought the worship of other gods when purpose has finished in your life. Sometimes we don't understand God. Even when it is God who is talking to you, in Pentecostals, you still bind God. To say, God, get out. God, I bind you. Well, guys, thank you. Sorry, I've taken too long, a bit emotional, and so forth. So this is the reason why I had. By the way, I know I've been praying about it. I prayed to break the case. Are you aware that when my son died on 22nd January 2018, the previous year, same day, my elder brother also lost the son on the same day. Oh, I can hear Pentecostals. Oh, yes, well, it might have been whether you call it a case, why should it be? We shared the same day that my elder brother's son died, the previous year. Same day. That is when he lost also his son. Where we prayed about it, like I told you, I was not any less spiritual. People say I gave up on God. In fact, after when my son died, I was in a fast, like I told you, it was a program for 1 year. Even during my son's death, I was still fasting. So please, don't just enter and because the pastor said it and then you enter there. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Sorry, please, for my emotional topic. I just wanted to tell you about the death of my son. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget, guys. Please, I post. Please, next time you will not hear about my son's death. Please, just subscribe to my channel. I post such content. I created this content for you to just hear the side of my story of how I lost my son. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you can, but subscribe. Thank you. Bye.